Hi Jamie, how are you?
Australian.
I am Australian indeed.
Wow, how about that? Where are you from?
Uh, I'm in Brisbane, so it's 3:35 a.m. at the moment.
Oh my God, wow. That is dedication. I can't believe you got up.
Oh, that's right. I was like, I haven't gone to bed yet, so it's all good.
Wow, Brisbane. I did a show there actually. That's crazy.
Because you're from, where are you from? Is it
I'm from,
Adel?
from Perth.
Perth. Okay.
Studied acting in
Yeah.
Perth, and then yeah, I did a tour in Brisbane at the QPC or something.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Nice. Yeah, I'm sure you're probably not going to get too many Brisbane critics talking to you today. So.
Yeah, it's unique, but refreshing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, congratulations on the film. First of all, I mean, we've seen so many iterations of like the Romeo and Juliet love story, the 1930s, 1960s, obviously Baz Luhrmann's version, and then we have like West Side Story, Romeo Must Die, like all those sort of things. Like, is there like an ultimate interpretation, taking Juliet and Romeo out of it, but like is if for you, is there like an ultimate or a favorite Romeo and Juliet for you?
Other than ours, or
Other than yours, yes.
I mean, I think the Baz Luhrmann one is iconic. Leonardo and Claire in that are, yeah, just amazing, and I was obsessed with those performances, obsessed with that movie for so long, and it's the reason why I performed those monologues for drama school. It's the reason why I wanted to do this story in the first place. But I never felt like the pressure in doing ours of trying to match that, because it's just so different. It's such a different adaptation. It's faithful narratively, I think, but the pop music sets it apart.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you find it more emotionally or physically taxing when you're working on musical numbers?
Um, well, the musical numbers they were just a lot of fun
Yeah.
to perform, um, and to act on screen. It wasn't. It's not that it made the movie tougher or anything, because we did pre-record a lot of the songs, and um, it's still there was so much script to deliver without songs that I was really invested during the shoot on those emotional moments and just piecing that together. Yeah.
Because you've pre-recorded it, have you like, is it a case of you do that and then you go and film? Like, are you trying to, I guess, be in the same mind frame, like kind of match up like the way that you're delivering dialogue to the way that you're going to be singing? Like, is that a difficult thing to sort of have to think about when you're recording?
Not, I mean, I suppose when you're recording, but because they are pop songs, you do want to focus on delivering a solid pop vocal delivery, but as well as giving the emotional strength to certain notes.
Yeah,
And that was difficult trying to marry that once it came back to filming those moments. So if it wasn't working, our musical director would have us, we'd use what we sang live on the actual day. So
yeah,
the movie's like an amalgamation of pre-recorded stuff and also us singing live.
yeah,
If we're giving an emotional performance, that's a little different to what you hear.
yeah, yeah. Was singing always something that you like felt confident in? Was it something that you were like, oh, now I'm gonna have to be, jack of all trades, like going into this?
I, yeah, I mean, it was a little difficult because it's the first pop musical I've done, but
Mhm.
because I did a few musicals when I was younger. I did Les Miserables and Spring Awakening, and so they're a slightly more traditional
Mm.
delivery. Um, but yeah, I didn't feel the pressure or anything. It was just I was also in a pop band for a while, so that gave me a bit of experience.
Mm. Does
In,
that like do I guess performing the musical numbers in any way, did it kind of alter how you like physically inhabited Romeo? Like because obviously posture, breath movement, like rhythm, like you've got to take all that into account. Like did that change the way that you stood there and delivered other lines as Romeo?
just depends what the musical number was. There's one
Yeah.
song called Conversations. It's quite an emotional song at the end of the movie, um, and that was very still, very sort of a somber note. But you still end up using your whole body to express or communicate the idea
Mm.
of it. Whereas a song that's in the middle beat the same. It's just when Romeo and Juliet have kissed for the first time. You know, that's a huge expression of love, and
Mm.
it's a declaration of what Romeo wants and desires. So that's a dance number, and I'm swinging my legs. I'm using my arms, and that's the special thing about a musical, because you're expressing these emotional moments at times in the story that can only be elevated by a song, or in this sense of a musical. So
Mm.
yeah, but it's a really interesting question, having to use different communication with your body to when you're singing as opposed to when you're speaking.
Yeah. And obviously being on set with, you have another Australian with you and Rebel Wilson, like did it help in any way to sort of be like, oh, I can, there are certain, obviously we have a way of saying things. We like to abbreviate everything or drop certain vowels. But like, did it sort of help that you could say things and go, someone's going to understand this?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Rebel's great, and we're still chatting now, and yeah, we formed a real friendship on set, and she was telling me about her first, like, because this was my first lead, and she was telling me about her first lead in Australia. I think it was Fat Pizza. Did you ever see that?
Yeah. Oh God, that's a throwback.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I was obsessed with that show, but she was telling me all the stories from that, and yeah, it's so cool to have worked with somebody like her.
Because you've done work in Australia now. I mean, this was what filmed in Verona itself. Like how was it for you? Like because you've got a career in Australia, was it always the case of like was it difficult to branch out and do something internationally? Did it come quite naturally to you? Like how did all this come about? Getting the role?
I found it pretty difficult getting roles in Australia. I just,
Okay.
maybe it's different now, but I felt like I just wasn't quite what people were after at that point. But when I moved to London, things started to pick up. And I don't know why that is, but there just seemed like there were more roles for me and for what I can deliver. And now I've gone back to Australia recently to film a TV series, so things are changing there, and it's great. I'm happy to be a part of the journey of it.
Yeah, and obviously, I feel like musicals are probably one of the toughest genres to film just because of, yeah, as you said, you're going through all the different emotions. You've got the musical performances on top of just acting in general. Like, do you sort of feel like this has, I don't know, set like because you've taken on a musical, you can almost like take on anything now? Like, do you sort of feel like you've gotten like the hard stuff out of the way almost?
I mean, it depends how you look at it. I suppose so. It is a tough thing to it's a niche kind of skill, I guess, to be able to deliver a musical performance on screen.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess now I can take on the world and do anything.
Well, I mean, it's always awesome when Australian talent gets their name out there, and like I'm looking forward to everything you're doing. And I also have to say, Invisible Boys, like being a part of that show is just incredible. So yeah, I just want to say congratulations on this. I hope everyone goes out to see it because we need more. It's funny, like saying how original it is, even though it's based on something we all know. But like the fact that this sort of completely just flips everything we know about the story. So again, just congratulations.
Thanks, Peter, and I'm so glad that you saw Invisible Boys. It's a beautiful show.
Yeah, absolutely. No, well, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon
Afternoon,
there.
yes, I had to look outside to see. Thanks, Peter.